Welcome to this short video where I'll be showing you how you can use Halcyon's spooled file manager to write PDFs direct to the NFS. Before we look at the configuration on Halcyon's side, I just want to show you how we can set up the NFS share on the IFS. So what you'll see on the screen here is my AIX server, which is my NFS server essentially. I have this mount point, this test share directory, which has nothing in it at the moment, but what I need to do is create a directory on the IFS and then mount the IFS directory to this AIX server and test share mount. Let's take a look at how we can do that. If I just come down to the iSeries and just do a create directory command, and you can call the directory whatever's relevant. Then if I go to the System I Navigator and just press F5 to refresh, I've already expanded out into the IFS, and what you should see once this refresh comes back is there will be a new directory called NFS. There it is, just appeared. So what I'm going to do, if I right click on that new directory and navigate down to NFS mount and select to mount, this is where I can put in my AIX server name and then the path that I'm going to mount. So this is the share that's already been created on my AIX server, which is called test share. And you'll know that it's a successful connection once the icon changes. So what can we do now with that mount? Well, first of all, we'll go into Halcyon and we'll pick it up with the Systems Event Manager. So here we are at the Halcyon System Event Manager. We're going to take option 5 to work with rules, and then we're going to use F11 to expand out the output queue monitor. Once the output queue has been expanded, if the output queue that you want to monitor doesn't already exist, then you just need to add the output queue using the F6 key. Navigate down to your output queue, press F6 again, and this will enable us to create a rule. So my rule is going to just be a generic catch-all. So I'm going to just give it a description of PDF to NFS, and I'm going to use the page down key to go down, just select option 2 against the default selection criteria that's already there, and I'm just going to press enter because I just want to pick up any spooled file that appears on my output queue. We then navigate down to the actions and press F6 to add a new action, and just using F4 I'm going to navigate down to copy to stumpf, which is copy to stream file, and then I need to advise Halcyon where I want that stream file to be created. So this is our IFS directory that we created, and then I can use the Halcyon ampersand file substitution variable, which will ensure that the file is named after the spooled file name itself. The output format's PDF, which is what I would like, and the only other change that must be made for writing directly to the NFS is the stream file code page, and that needs to change to standard ASCII. Press enter, and again to accept that action. Once you've created your copy to stumpf action, we then need to create another action which is a command type, and we're going to use the iSeries qshell command, which is going to enable us to pass through the authority changes for the file that we need. So we're going to use issue a chmod and the permissions that we want to grant, and we need to qualify the location. So I just need to put in there the NFS directory, the ampersand file substitution variable .pdf. Once you've entered that, if you just press enter, and that's the rule added. So what we can do now is ensure the monitors are started, and then we can generate a spool file. So I'm going to create a very simple spooled file, which will now be on my output queue. In order to check that Halcyon has detected the spooled file on the output queue, we can take option 2 to work with alert log, and you can see that there's an open alert in here where it's found the spooled file that I created onto my output queue, and if I take option 13 to view the action history, you can see here that it has completed the PDF to NFS and also the command that's going to grant authority to the file on the AIX server. So let's go to the AIX server and take a look. So here is my PDF that I created. The permissions that have been granted enable read access to groups and public. By default, the PDF will only be created with read, write and execute access for the administrator. So there we are, we have our PDF created directly to our NFS share. I hope this video has been of great help. If you have any further questions or experiencing any difficulty with the configuration, please feel free to email us at technicalservices@halcyonsoftware.com. Thank you.